Good day, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with Joke. Today in the studio we have Mr. Olayinka Williams, a brand specialist, a tech specialist, and also a talent specialist. Did I do justice to that? Or do you want to, in your Yoruba land, we have something that is called Oriki. Maybe you still have more from where that came from. Do you want to add some more to it?
I don't know. I think we are naturally humble in our family. Maybe I will add reality. I'm a consultant, and I consult on basically strategy for organizations, individuals alike. And the things that I focus on are, just as you said, branding, technology, and talent. That is HR.
Okay.
So I focus mainly on that. But on the back burner, if I look back at my career, a lot of things. I've been a fashion and wardrobe consultant, event planner, producer, and promoter. Also in terms of marketing, sales, advertising, PR, things like that. Basically everything around creativity. I think from the foundation, I'm a creative person, and whatever outlets or expression I can use to push that, I'll take it. And today is one of those. And not to forget, I'm an author.
Yes, yes.
I'm a blogger.
We'll get back to your book. We have your book in the studio, so as time goes on, we introduce your book to the audience. Yeah. So like you said, let's start with the branding, the personal branding aspect. First of all, do you think education is a scam? Because I was about to ask that, what did you study in school?
It will shock you. It will shock you. I read computer science.
Computer science. And you did fashion, you did this. Okay, so tell us more.
I remember, and do you know why I went to read computer science? It will shock you, because this education thing you mentioned, when I was a child, I used to design video games. No, I used to design games, like normal games. I used to write, draw comics, do all these beautiful creative things. And then I had this idea that I was going to make video games. And so I said, okay, if you're going to make video games, what should you study? Go to computer. I went to the school, I went to learn computer science. First semester, out of 8 courses we were doing, 5 of them were mathematics. Mathematics. The y, the x, the x, the y, the x, the x, the y, the y, the y. I went through the whole school, graduated. Not one day did they teach me how to make video game. And up till today, I have not been able to design one video game.
Wow.
So when you say it's education, I don't know.
So did going to read computer science, did it kill that zeal of you wanting to develop a video game, or it just didn't encourage you, or you just didn't find how to all the y, the x just confused you, and you were like, whoa, this video game, it's not my thing anymore.
It was a serious device. I remember one part, we were doing statistics, and we were doing statistics from the beginning of the semester. It was just alphabet, X, the X. And I remember somebody standing up, Chigozie, I'll never forget him. Excuse me, sir. Please, this is statistics. Where are the numbers? Where are the numbers? And then I don't blame it, but one of the things I like to take, I don't believe education is a scam. I believe education is like a girl that you are that you are dating.
Okay.
And I feel that a lot of people are trying to use and dump education like that girl rather than marry education. So if education sees that you are trying to use and dump them, they will play hard to get. Really? And then they will try and dump you first.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. So people just want to go to school, get a certificate, right? So that they can get a job.
Okay.
And so the school doesn't pass through them. So they don't know how to learn. They don't know how to use the education. I studied computer science. I became a consultant. What I learned from computer science is problem solving. So all those the y, the x, the x, the y, the a, it taught me how to solve problems. Go to the root cause, pick out the root cause of a problem, identify, solve it, and then I was able to take that across different spheres. So I survived it, and it has helped my life.
Okay, so you passed through the school, and the school also passed through you. Me. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay, so the first question here for you is, when it comes to personal branding, what are the things to look out for? What is personal branding?
Okay, so when we say personal branding is, I think we can define it as the sum total of everybody's experience of you. And as somebody said, Jeff Bezos said something very interesting. He said, personal brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. The problem with most people is that they develop so many skills, they know so much, they have knowledge, they like me, they go to school, they cram everything, they're good, they feel that they are good. But the problem is that we are visual people. People want to ascertain how good, how intelligent, how brilliant, how competent you are just by looking at you and listening to you. Nobody's going to give you a chance to actually prove yourself. Imagine going to an interview now. You go to an interview, you sit down, and then you're telling the person, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. They are supposed to decide whether you can do it inside that place without even giving you the opportunity to do it. Mm-hmm. And so personal branding is being able to communicate your competency, your capacity, right, and your superiority using various means before you. It's just like sending an advance party of yourself. So for example, you have platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You're able to sell yourself. So personal branding can be defined majorly as the art of selling yourself.
Okay, selling yourself, that's personal brand. Wow, that's a nice one. Thank you so much for that. So is it that your appearance doesn't really matter when it comes to personal branding? Appearance
is the first thing. There is what we call the ABC of communication, and then it flows in that sense. ABC.
Okay.
We have appearance. It starts with appearance because people see you first. So imagine you walk into a building. There's a science that says that in the first 10 seconds of you entering a room, people are trying to judge two things. Okay. One is your intent. Two is whether you have the ability to carry it out. So you walk into a room, imagine you walk into a lecture room and people are trying to say, is this our lecturer for today? Can this guy be our lecturer? You walk into maybe you're trying to interview for a visa. The visa interviewer is trying to see, is this guy going to enter there and run away? Does this guy going to come back? Is there anything like what we say, social ties? Does he have social ties here? And they will do that. And then imagine you came for a contract and you came with your folder, everything. In fact, I'll give you a gist. There's this CEO, I heard about this CEO, that when you come in for a contract, it brings the kid to the conference room, and then he starts strolling around, and then he strolls to the window. When he gets to the window, what he's doing is the security guard is going to point at your car. Ooh. And so it is that car, when they point at the car, that's what he's going to use to choose
to judge
whether you are competent. Why? He wants to know, to give you a 50 million naira contract, he wants to know that you're not going to run away with the money.
Yes.
So if he sees a 50 million naira car outside, he's going to give you a 50 million naira contract. So that in itself shows appearance. Okay. Then it goes to behavior. How do you behave? Manners, etiquette, even your body language. You're trying to remember when Buhari was in the office, people said his body language is not. So people are complaining about, because your mouth can be saying something and your body is saying so that's called non-visual. They are non-verbal communication. So we have non-verbal communication, we have verbal communication. So people can communicate assertiveness. I remember, if for those that are Chelsea fans, I know she's a Chelsea fan. I'm a Chelsea
fan. Proud one.
Yeah. I remember when they used to line up, Drogba, Essien, and Mourinho did that very good because you saw them huge human beings, so you are afraid of them. Now Chelsea players are...
Please.
So now Chelsea players don't have the height and the build, so nobody's intimidated of the... so that is... And then finally then there's communication. Then how do you communicate? Writing, speaking. These are things you need to win them over. I remember, even my wife, I remember I'll write poetry for her, I'll bring, so that is communication, right? So you being able to put these three ingredients into that pot of soup that you use to sell yourself is what will help you, and it will help you because most of the time, a lot of people that are getting the gigs that you're trying to get are not really as good as you. That's the painful thing.
Okay, so we have that from the guest. It says, when it comes to personal branding, we have the A, B, and C, which is the appearance. your behavior, and your communication skills. Very important. Okay, so you talked about the soft skills. I think that is also part of the personal branding and all that. So what about packaging? Okay, yeah, you said that man that went to the windows to check whether you came with a 10 million naira car or 50 million naira car before he can give you a contract of 100 million. Okay, so that's part of packaging.
I had this friend like 10 years ago. 10 years ago. So I didn't hear about this CEO then, but I remember he wanted to go and drop a proposal, and then he went and rented a Range Rover for 27,000 naira. This was 2014. And I was like, why would you go and rent? But when I heard about this, I was like, so he already knows the people he's going to. Right? And so that's the extent that your competition is going to. You know, your competition is going to dress. You know, we are taught to dress like where you are going, not like where you are. Dressed how you want to be addressed. Not where you are. You are going to the wedding. You know, I was talking to some people yesterday. I said, my own philosophy is you are going to the wedding, you have to dress better than the groom. You are going to apply for a job in the interview. Dress better than the CEO in that place. You have to look like you belong, you know, in the place where you are applying to. Don't look like somebody, you know. How do you hate it? How many people hate it that you get to a supermarket, you are trying to buy something, someone comes to you and asks you, please, where is the do I look like I work here? So you know, it's those subtle things. You know, you're supposed to be in that place. Someone's supposed to look at you and feel like, man, like you own this place. You know, so try and have that presence. That's what we call executive presence. You know, you see someone like Elumelu, you see the way the red tie, the red socks, he's communicating something like, trust me with your money. Okay. So personal branding, it seems like this one is for the high and mighty and the rich people. What about for, you know, beginners, people that are just probably young graduates, someone that doesn't even have any work experience or have never been in the job market and all of that? How do you tell that person to package himself when it comes to seeking for job and going into the job market and all that? So one of the most important things for us to know is, and it's painful, what you just addressed is a very painful fact. They would ask somebody, you see a job ad, be 25 years old and not above 25 years old and have like what, 7 years experience. For goodness sake, which time I graduate come up for school? Do you understand? It's painful, but yes, one of the issues now, the most important thing, as I said, we have mentioned those three things: appearance, behavior, communication. How do you communicate that you have experience, even though you do not really have experience? Okay, first of all, were you a worker in the church? Have you volunteered? How can you appropriate the experience that you have had, right, and use it, you know, on your CV? That is one. Two, one of the things we say is visibility is more important than value. Okay. As I told you, I mean, most beautiful girl in Nigeria is not the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. It's the one that came out for the competition. Okay. The most beautiful girl in Nigeria probably has one, is in one village. Somewhere in one village. Yes. Yeah. So how then do I put myself? Hasn't been discovered. It hasn't been discovered. So now I need to put myself in the camera face of the camera lens so that they can capture me. So I start social media. What history have you put on social media? How have you been able to communicate the things that you have done? Your co-curricular skills. You know, you are in Boy Scouts, you are in school, you are in Jet Club, you are doing this. How are you then able to say, well, if I have been able to, because one of the things that the Bible says is that if you have been diligent over it, you'll be given more. So prove your diligence on the small things that you have been able to do. Okay. And then now communicate that. Are you on LinkedIn? That's the first thing I'll ask you. We have people in year 2, year 3, year 1, they're on LinkedIn. They're showing you the things that they can do. And then they're able to even get jobs. Because one of the things that you'll find funny is that organizations really are looking for people that they can pay cheaper. Yes. So if you don't, you're even the kind of candidate, once you can prove that, see, I'm regularly posting content. Content is probably the best advice I can give you. Post content about this job that you are trying to get, that you know it. Go and read, learn, post about it. Chronicle your journey. And then they will come and discover you on those platforms like LinkedIn. Yeah. So again, we still back to communication. Communicate that you are the right candidates. Thank you.
So even if you're 25 years old and you just graduated from school and they're looking for someone with a work experience of 5 years, you're able to go to the company and tell them that, oh, with all the experience I've had while I was in school, I will be able to inculcate everything or probably learn on the job, or trust me, just be able to sell out yourself.
I remember somebody like that. There was a lady that did MBA with me. She's from Pure Sciences. I think she had biochemistry or microbiology. Then she had worked in a lab. She did MBA in finance and then went ahead to do ICANN while working in that lab. And then she says, Yeka, I just finished my ICANN, but please can you help me to write my CV? I'm trying to get a job as an accountant or in finance. Nobody's going to hire her because she doesn't have experience. It's okay, bring the CV. We now rewrote the CV, highlighting all the finance that proving that inside that lab she was actually doing finance and management. And then she goes, hello, Yika, I hired
got the job. Wow.
So it's possible. It's possible. We have testimonies to prove.
Okay, so we'll just go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Yes, welcome back, viewers. Now back to the segment of tech. Me, personally, Mr. Yinka, I want to go into tech. I want to learn more about it. So now this is like a classroom for you to teach me about it. So have the floor now.
Okay. Unlike those days where we had to go and learn for 4 years to go and read like me and then let them finish you with dydx and all those mathematics. Now we can go straight to it.
Okay.
Whatever course you have read, you can actually amplify it with technology. You can transition from whatever career you are into tech. Right now we have 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 3-month programs, and before you know it, you're applying for jobs. One of the things that you can do is you identify particular areas where you feel that you have aptitude for. For example, data. We start from data. Data is the lifeblood of any organization. So whatever you produce, the thing must run. And for you to run, you need data. You need to be able to say, oh, how many goods did I sell today? How much was the raw materials? How much has the profit? How has been the profit increase over the last few days or years? So you are using data to test. Now, so data analytics is a good place to start. We have testimonies from courses that we have done, and we are even getting interviews booked right there in the class, right? And people are getting jobs. So data is a good place to start. We have product design, product development, even content creation. Content creation is tech, whether we like it or not, because you can't just build a program or record a program. You need to use technology to sell it, to broadcast, to distribute. So it's all about finding, okay, I'm good at this thing. I have these natural abilities. What technology area can I focus on and go through? And that will help you. And for you are already doing tech. You can't run away from it. This is tech. Yeah, this is tech. This is tech. And because beyond just creating content, the goal of creating content is also to make money. So we already have digital marketing. So you are going to market this thing. You are going to get money from the ads that will run on this thing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you are doing tech. And so the most important thing is to know that you are already where you want to go.
Okay.
So what you just need to do is go and take classes and find ways that you can monetize this thing more by increasing your capacity as a content creator and as a digital marketer and influencer. And God will help you in Jesus' name.
Amen to that. Okay, I remember back then in school when we go for debates, it was like, okay, technology have done more harm than good. Yes, I can't forget that topic. So from a tech guru like you, what do you have to say about that? Has it really done more harm than good? Because why that question came up is the aspect of scamming people. I know, this scamming of a thing also came from technology development and all of that.
The truth is, nothing in itself is bad. It is how it is used, how it is applied. A gun can be an instrument of war. It can be an instrument of keeping the peace. One of the things that has happened with the prevalence of tech is a lot of bad elements, let's call them bad elements.
Okay.
Have used it as a tool to do harm to people. That's the area of scam. We have Yahoo, but before Yahoo, we had issues, a lot of people doing 419. And so what people just did was take use technology and use it as a way to be able to advance their 419. But the reality about it is, I always tell people, the two primary motivators of man are fear and greed. And many times, the people that want to do harm are leveraging on either one of it, fear or greed. The greed of the other man. Somebody coming to you, for example, and saying he has this opportunity for you to come and claim inheritance, or somebody you don't know. So that person is playing on your greed. So that's the first level. First level is we need to check your greed, and then check your fear. People come in and they're saying, you need to the bank is saying that you need to come and send your PIN or your password or something, because otherwise they're going to block your account, things like that. They are preying on your fear. So first things first, we as a people need to calm down. Calm down.
We need to calm down.
Secondly, you need to be very vigilant, very, very vigilant. You have to be very protective of your passwords and things like that. So, because you never know who is. People are working with insiders now, right? I knew a pastor last week. His phone was stolen. And within how many minutes, we were withdrawing money from his accounts. So now one needs to be even very, very careful, right? So places where you know that your passwords, phones that you know your passwords, your PIN, your bank app is, that should not travel so far from your office or your home, right? So one needs to learn to be vigilant, but let's not just blacklist tech people, because we have white hat hackers, we have black hat hackers.
Okay.
This skill, so when somebody says that this guy is a hacker, it's not a bad thing. Because we need to use hackers to catch hackers. So the question is, that skill that you have, right? So let people not be afraid to go and learn these things. So, for example, there are certifications called Certified Ethical Hackers.
Okay.
So CEH, so you're an ethical hacker. You are using your hacking for good. For example, if you forgot your PIN or your password to your laptop, you will take it to someone to help you. This guy is hacking now. So if you didn't know how to hack, how will he get in? So let's as a society, because it's not just in tech, it's in every other profession. We have bad lecturers, there are good lecturers, bad lecturers, we have good nurses, good doctors, bad doctors. So that's about it. So we are all trying to be good, and good will always win. Evil will never prevail.
Okay, so there was this thing that was going on for a while now. I think it has stopped, where someone will call you and say, hello, I'm calling from so bank. You have won 20 million naira or 10,000 naira,
Greed.
So for you to be able to recover it, you have to give me the last 4 digits of this. That is greed.
That is greed.
Okay.
Fear is when they'll say, they're about to block your account, they want to do this, they want to do something evil wrong with you, and you are now supposed to respond by sending
the digits.
Most importantly, do not allow them prey on it.
So in the aspect of career-wise and making money off tech, there are courses that one can enroll into and start from anywhere and be a guru like Mr. Yinka in the studio. Thank you very much for your knowledge and for sharing this with us. And Mr. Yinka is an author. He wrote this book, My Fourth Sense. Actually, this is the 3rd edition, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he has Life Lessons for Leaders, Volume 3. You don't want to miss this. It's a fantastic book. Mr. Yinka, do you want to tell us more about this book?
Okay. For me, why I write, kind of books I write and why I write books is, I realize that a lot of people now don't have as much longer attention span as the rest we used to, like before now. And so what I decided to do is write books that you can complete during your lunch time. So that's why if you notice, you see the coffee and the cookies in front of the book. And so I started with volumes focusing a lot on things that can help you improve career, relationships, business, and life. And I pick on particular life stories, things that have happened to me, my experiences, and I draw out life lessons from those experiences, which I feel is a very easy way of communicating lessons to people that they can learn and apply immediately. So my books are conversation starters. They are also argument enders, because it's so easy. If you're arguing with someone, just go, chapter 20, Yinka said this, and it's over. And people have learned a lot. This book is almost sold out now, to the glory of God. And I feel that when you get a copy of it, what it does for you, it helps to improve your thinking and widen your understanding in a way that you are able to apply immediately. See, I'm focusing a lot on that. Apply immediately lessons that you may not have learned in your environment. You even start to see your environment better, because I'm even training you to be able to learn the trends that are happening in your life and being able to then correct it or profit from it. And that's what I promise you from my book. So grab a copy now.
Grab it. How much is this going for?
16K.
16,000 naira.
This one is 16. The ones before, so I have, as you said, this is volume 3. So there have been 2 before it. I have, I think, 3 sets of trilogies. So this is the 3rd part of the my 2 cents, my 3rd set, and this is my 4th set, the trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I said, grab your copy
now. You've heard from the author and our guest in the studio. This book is very impactful. You don't want to miss it. So grab your copy now, send us a DM, give us a call, and we'll tell you where to pick up a copy. You
can go to my website, that is oawilliams.com. oawilliams.com, and you can find out more about me, or /books to grab a copy. So you've had that from Yinka. Thank you very much. A very big thank you to our guest, Mr. Olayinka. Thank you so much for the knowledge. We are grateful. And it's a wrap on today's episode. Till I come your way next time, take care of yourself and take care of others. It's bye for now.